What's up, y'all? It's your man, Dad Dude, bringing you guys another video. So, just like many of you, I am dismayed and disappointed about the Panthers losing to the Giants Sunday. Unlike going into week 1 against the Browns, I expected the Panthers to win this game. So this loss just hits a bit harder than the loss in week 1. Even though, I thought it would be a close game, and it was a close game. There were some people who were telling me that they thought it was going to be a blowout, which I just don't get given how both teams are constructed and where both teams are in their rebuild. This game was not going to be a blowout either way, and it was close, but I thought the Panthers would eke out the close victory, and they just did not. Now, despite the loss, there were a few positive takeaways. I thought the defense played pretty well, considering that especially the offense put them in some very bad situations early in the game, and the defense held the Giants to a couple of field goals, and they overall only gave up 19 points. If your defense gives up 19 points, in the modern NFL, they had a pretty good outing, and they held Saquon Barkley to a fairly pedestrian day. It's not like Saquon put up great numbers, which I expected Saquon to have a really good day as far as his rushing yards, and he didn't. The Panthers defense fixed a lot of the issues they had from week 1, which I did not expect. I thought it would take more than a week to fix a lot of their tackling woes. They tackled a lot better against the Giants. They held Saquon in check. If only the offense, they helped them out. Because the only real positive takeaway or positive takeaways is how well the defense played when they were put in bad situations and that they held Saquon Barkley in check. Outside of that, there aren't many things from this game to feel good about. Like the offense, I thought that the offense would build off of a very good fourth quarter against the Browns and carry that over to this week. They did not. The offense just played bad for the majority of the game. And while this loss isn't all on Baker Mayfield, you got to start with Baker Mayfield when you're talking about the offensive struggles, and he was just not good in this game. He was under pressure some in this game, don't get me wrong, but there were plenty of times where Baker had a clean pocket, he got happy feet, he abandoned a clean pocket, and he either ran himself into a sack, or he was scrambled for minimal gain. He was not good in this game. He was missing throws, either high or wide. That throw to DJ Moore for a first down, he just sailed it over DJ Moore's head. Bad throw. Even that deep shot to DJ Moore that he hit, if that was a better thrown ball, DJ Moore could have ran under it and ran for a touchdown. But because the ball was off target, DJ Moore had to adjust to it for a back shoulder catch and fell down. It was a positive gain for, I want to say, 30 yards or so. But a better thrown ball gives you a touchdown in that situation. Just Baker Mayfield was not on point at all today. He completed less than 50% of his passes, which is never good. Less than 60% is a bad day. Less than 50 is just awful. That throw to Shi Smith that he sailed over his head, even though Shi Smith pulled up a little on his route, that's still a ball you can complete with a better thrown ball. It's just, he has some more passes batted down at the line. That's always going to be a struggle with Baker just given his size, but overall, he did not play well this game. But again, it's not all his fault. The offensive line did not play great in this game. He was under a fair amount of pressure. Ikem Ekwonu again struggled. But I don't want to rag on Ikem too much because, again, I said before the season started, Icky is a rookie left tackle. It is going to take time for him to adjust to the NFL game. He was never going to come into this league. At least I didn't think he was ever going to come into the league and just dominate from the get-go. It's going to be a struggle for him probably through this entire season. I'm not expecting him to be a solid left tackle until probably next season. I think that's a realistic expectation. But to think he was going to come in and play great right away, that was an unreasonable expectation. It's just not going to happen. But the rest of the line also didn't fare well. Taylor Moton had another day where it wasn't as bad as he played in week 1 against Cleveland, but he wasn't great in this game against the Giants. So I don't know if there's an injury going on with Taylor Moton that we don't know about, or maybe it's a new offensive line coach and he's just struggling with that or what. But he's not the Taylor Moton that we've come to expect from him the past few seasons. He has not played very well. Christian McCaffrey, though, did have a good game. I think he rushed for over 100 yards, or I think his combined yardage total was over 100 yards. He had a really good game. But for a Christian McCaffrey standards, it was a fairly average game, actually, for Christian McCaffrey. But if you're just judging him against all the running backs across the league, it was a really good game. Hopefully we can keep that momentum going forward with Christian. I think he had 19 touches in this game, which is a solid number. I'm all for that 15 to 20 touches a game for Christian. So 19 falls right within what I would want to give him in a game. I think more than that, you're taking away too many touches for other people in the offense, and you're making the offense too predictable But less than that, you're not utilizing the talent that you have in Christian McCaffrey. He is so good that you have to give him the ball. But I don't want him to be the central focus of the offense to the detriment of the other players in the offense, because I do think there is other talent on this team that can prosper if given the chance. But Christian McCaffrey had a solid game. DJ Moore had a solid game. You know, he had the deep shot. He had the touchdown. He had a few other catches here and there. But it wasn't like a dominating performance from DJ Moore. That's not what it was. It was a solid to good game from him. But all around, this offense just struggled to execute drive after drive. And it's still early in the season, but you would expect some of these things to be ironed out by week 2. And they just haven't been. Whether if that falls back on Matt Rule, does that fall on Ben McAdoo? I know a lot of people are calling for Matt Rule's job right now. I don't want to hop on that so early, but I'm not a believer in Matt Rule per se. I think he can turn things around, but I don't think he necessarily will. I think he has a chance to. I think he has the ability, but whether or not he will is a totally separate discussion. But I don't want to jump on the train of firing Matt Rule just yet. It's still early in the season, but if they start the season 0-3 or 0-4, I'm probably going to jump on that, the hype train of firing Matt Rule. Like, it's 0-2 is bad enough. 0-3 or 0-4, like, your season's over at that point. I don't think a team's ever come back from 0-4 and made the playoffs. So he needs to start getting some wins. Otherwise, he might not make it to the halfway point of the season before they fire him. It's just not looking good for Matt Rule. Some other things in this game of note, I didn't hear Laviska Shenault's name be called at all. I don't think he played at all in this game. So I don't know if they're just taking their time with him to get him more acclimated to the offense before they put him in or what. But we haven't yet seen how they're going to utilize Laviska Shenault. So maybe that's something to look forward to. Maybe that's something that can help this offense execute better, bringing him in. He's a very good talent. Now, whether or not they'll utilize that talent correctly, we don't know yet. But Laviska is at least talented. So maybe, a week or so from now, with week 3, maybe he's better acclimated to the offense. They bring him in, and we get to see how they're going to use him. And we get to see what he can bring to this offense. But right now, we don't yet know. And it's just disappointing all around how this offense is playing. I expected this team, while they've been competitive in week 1 and week 2, I expected them to be competitive in a different way. So far, they've been competitive because they haven't played good teams. Yeah, the Giants are 2-0, but nobody believes the Giants are a good team. The Browns have Jacoby Brissett at quarterback. Like, these aren't good teams. So they've been competitive score-wise against 2 teams who aren't good, but they haven't executed well. It's not like they went up there and they've had good game plans and then the games have just been close because both teams are playing well. No, they played badly. They just also have been playing teams who have also played badly, so the games are close. But this is not the competitive team that I was expecting. So they need to work on their execution. You can't have the excuse of we just need to execute better for the whole season. That's not going to fly. The fans won't accept that. They need to figure something out. I don't know if it's Matt Rule needs to change his approach, whether it's Ben McAdoo has to change his approach, but whatever it is, they need to fix it because the offense has just been anemic. That's all I have for you on this one, guys. If you enjoyed this video, go hit that thumbs up. And while you're down there, leave a comment, hit that subscribe button. I respond to almost everything. And I'll see you guys in the next one.